Hey everybody, I'm gearing up for my workout and just wanted to do just a quick live, and because I have this thought burning in my head and I wanted to share it regarding current national events and what it means to be a habit change coach and how that relates, because it does actually relate a lot. So what is habit change coaching? So I take a person on a journey through their own mind, and we unravel the things that are holding them back. So a lot of us self-sabotage, a lot of us have porous boundaries, a lot of us have this mental image that holds us back. So there are all these things happening in the brain that keep people from recognizing and living and experiencing their full potential, I guess you could say. So in this coaching process, what I'm doing is manifesting energy. So a lot of times clients come in and maybe they're disappointed because they didn't follow through with all the things they wanted to follow through. That's okay. So I turn around and I take that and I say, yeah, but you did do this, this, and this. That's change for the better. And so I teach them to shift their mind to see what they did do, not what they didn't do, because I want them to have a positive perspective on themselves, right? This takes weeks, if not months. I have clients that I've worked with for 6 months to get them where they wanted to be. Now, incredible progress can be made in 90 days for sure. But this stuff takes time, so I teach people to be patient with themselves. So how does this relate to what we see happening nationally? So there was a point in my coaching career when I was having some conversations with people about what's wrong with the world, what needs to change. And the way this person was talking, I kind of had to stop and say, if I talked to my clients that way, it would destroy them, because it was very nihilist. It was very learned helplessness. There's nothing we can do about it. And so from my habit change coaching perspective, I'm listening to this person and I'm thinking, this is incredibly toxic. This is not, if I were to teach someone to think like this in my coaching practice, I would destroy them. And so just a light bulb went off in my head, and I started looking around me and seeing, oh my God, what I do in coaching, we're seeing journalists and politicians do the opposite to people. Whereas in my coaching practice, I build people up so that they have confidence, they have knowledge, they see the potential in themselves, and then they know how to act on it. I teach them the little tips and tricks to kind of hack their own brain, right? To get the best out of themselves. Our leaders are doing the opposite. They're breeding learned help. So all the things that I try to coach people out of so that they can move forward, I see our national leaders and especially our media doing the opposite. They're encouraging learned helplessness. They're encouraging this state of victimization. They're encouraging a lack of accountability. They're encouraging all of these things that I know as a professional coach hold people back. And we have to call it out, and we have to explain to people that this is super toxic. When you have a mass media teaching people that they have a right to attack law enforcement, that media is going to get people killed. You can't do that. Law enforcement or not, if you're in a situation where someone has their vehicle pointed at you and is acting like they're gonna try to run you over and then they hit the gas, any reasonable person would protect themselves. You can't act like that. You can't do that. You can't drive your car at people. When it comes to law enforcement, you can't resist arrest and get away with it. And what I see is people who are being taught to live in this state of like this mentality where they think that law enforcement is fascism. You guys, we've had the same laws for decades. We've just been living in lawlessness for the past 5 years, and it's been exhausting. Most of us are sick of it. I mean, it's the crime's affecting all of us, and I don't want to get too far into that, and I want to kind of stick to habit change and behavior. I just see such a difference between what we're seeing our leaders ask for from the public and what we're seeing journalists feed people, and what I do in my practice. And I know the results I get. Like, I get incredible results. Like, I see people's lives absolutely transform. So I know that what I teach works in a positive way. I change lives for the better. So if I know what I do works, I can look at the opposite of that and say, that's gonna hurt people. So I don't, what do you do? What do you do? I mean, I obviously the most I could do is like coach groups and reach out to groups of people at the same time. And I can talk my smack on the internet about, what we see happening. But I don't, when I see such a juxtaposition between what I do in habit change and the results I see, and seeing our mass media and our political leaders do the opposite, where they're teaching people things that I know hurt people, teaching people to reject agency, to resent autonomy, to completely, what's the right word? Abdicate accountability. It's bad for people, and we see it making people really sick. We see people doing things that are really bad for themselves. And so I know I'm kind of rambling. I just had this thought that I want to get out there and get people to share their thoughts on it, because I know what I do works as far as getting people to improve their lives. So when I see our leaders, our people in positions of power, doing the opposite, teaching people the opposite, I know it's hurting people. And I'm trying to figure out how to develop more power, personal power, to have more influence in that. I'm working on it. And so many wonderful people have offered their help, but we need people to get involved. And sound, reasonable people to stand up and say, this is not healthy. This is not productive. This is not what moves people forward. This is not what gets people in a healthy mindset and mind frame where they can help themselves. Our nation's machines are tearing people down, man. And I don't know, I guess this was my outlet. I keep telling you guys I'm going to put together some really good long form videos. I'll be honest with you, it's probably not going to happen. I'm not a content creator, I'm a coach, and I'm super, super busy with what I do. So I don't know that I'm going to have the time to actually put together real good long form stuff. I have a whole bunch of videos saved, but putting it together is a bit of work. And at the end of the day, I'm not a content creator. I'm actually work with people in real life. And so I don't know, drop your thoughts in the comments, share this video if you want to hear other people's thoughts on it. I see something really insidious and really nefarious, really just toxic stuff being done to people by our media. And yeah, man, I wish that there was a better solution other than to just spread awareness. But anyway, that's all. I'm going to quit rambling and get on with my day. And I hope the rest of you have a wonderful Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Love you all. Take care.